Hi, my name is Rick Frazier, New York City police officer of the 26th Precinct, New York City. And I'm here to fight Roy Jones Jr. for the championship of the world.
Back in the winter of '99, the pound-for-pound baddest man in the world, Roy Jones Jr., was struggling to find an opponent, particularly at the 175-pound limit, that could make a fight against him even remotely competitive.
Oh my, whoa, look out. If he gets up, it'll be a miracle.
Some of Roy's fights look like sparring sessions. It's almost as though he's practicing his art.
This isn't competition anymore. This is a bloodletting.
I really feel that he came into boxing at a bad era. I mean, I just think it's really, he makes these guys, these are great fighters, but he makes them look like they're nothing.
HBO was getting sick of broadcasting Jones in non-competitive fights as their main event, despite the fact Roy's last 5 victories were all over thoroughbred former world champs.
I can entertain with anything. I take what comes my way pound for pound.
Well, Roy's next opponent wasn't going to make things much better, but it was something entirely out of the network's and Roy's own hands, as the WBA decided to rank the run-of-the-mill contender Richard Frazier as their #1 challenger for Roy's belt.
I don't have anybody that the public demands to see me fight or that you guys really want to pay me enough to take a chance and go out there and fight, so
Jones had to either fight Frazier in another fight he knew would rub HBO the wrong way, or vacate his title to let 2 other guys that he could have most likely beat on the same night scrap it out.
Oh my God.
Vacating was never an option. But perhaps the 40-year-old active NYPD officer had learned enough from catching bad guys on the street that he could go on to tackle the baddest man in all of combat sports. Possibly a special trick up his sleeve? And I don't mean a pair of handcuffs, although that might be his only realistic option for making this a worthwhile spectacle.
I come to work, I get pictures of Roy Jones pasted on my locker. It says, "Kick your ass, Rick." Then it says, "You want a piece of me?" Not one of my partners that I work with. He told me, "Yo, Rick, put my name on the bottom of your shoe."
So when Roy knocked him out, everybody can say hello, Chris Green.
We have good medical benefits in the police department, good dental program in the PBA, so if he gets hurt, they'll patch him up, and he's a good-looking guy. We don't want to see him messed up.
On a serious note, Frazier's professional boxing journey was commendable, given the fact he compiled an outstanding amateur record of 124-5, all while being an active duty officer. He was never able to fully commit to training outside of his day job, so it took years of contemplation before he finally figured out a routine that could cater toward him turning professional.
It was something we felt we owed him. While we didn't break any rules, we certainly cleared the path for him to go and pursue something he's been trying to attain for many, many years.
As a pro, Frazier held 2 victories over the highly touted Anthony Hembrick and was on a solid run of W's building up to the Jones clash. However, it has to be said, the governing bodies had no real business forcing this as a mandatory, because even Rick himself never really aspired to reach this level in the sport, which was reflected by his resume built off local club fighters and whatnot.
And so when I turned pro, I didn't turn pro thinking of contention or anything like that. I just turned pro to get a fight.
Jones was far from happy about having to participate in such an event. Still, the promoters did what they could to make it a fun night for spectators, posting a multitude of title fights on the undercard, alongside some wacky matchups between various other local policemen and firefighters.
People from the police department who I work for, the Pensacola Police Department, the best police department in the United States, I have to say.
Jones entered the bout unbeaten in 40 pro fights, while Ricky boasted a respectable record of 18 wins and 3 defeats. BLTV picks up the action from round 1.
That Roy Jones, having had to train through the holidays, doesn't want to have a long fight.
Tonight starts out using the jab against Frazier, the southpaw.
No offense, all defense.
Down goes Frazier.
Jim Lampley has undoubtedly been waiting to say those iconic words since he was a young man.
Down goes Frazier.
However, this time, it didn't quite hit as hard as when Howard Cosell did it back in 1973.
You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Lampley's dull tone was justified, however, as the replay showed that Frazier appeared to hit the ground without taking anything solid from Jones.
It looked to me like he went in the water.
Frazier is finding a way to make it look bigger.
And Jones switches to southpaw and nails Frazier with a right hook. And leads with the left out of the southpaw stance.
Well, again, Larry, many years ago, the most effective thing the referee could do is walk over to the corner and say, unless you start fighting I'm going to disqualify you, and you're not going to get paid.
Frazier was in full survival mode, reluctant to throw anything, which compelled Jones to force the issue midway through the second round.
We mentioned that Jones is fighting a third consecutive southpaw tonight.
Frazier seems to be patrolling the beat in a dangerous neighborhood.
Jones in the conventional stance, holding his left hand below his waist and looking for lead right hand opportunities. There's a landed right.
Because again, he doesn't give you anything to punch off.
Left hook stunned Frazier. Little right hand cap knocked him down. And that's the end.
That's it. And Tony Orlando.
5th 1998, Jones scored a fourth-round knockout win over Virgil Hill. Jones Jr., the world light heavyweight champion, needed only one wicked body punch to eliminate former world champion Virgil Hill.
As we said early on, he has got in retaliation. Power over Hill's jab. Whoa! Right to the body, down. Unheard of. Unheard of. Only the third time Hill's ever been down. He's holding the kidney area on the right side.
Jones retained his title by knocking out Australian boxer Glenn Kelly in 7 rounds via knockout. Jones put both hands behind his back. As Kelly moved in behind a jab, Jones went over the jab with a right to the head. Kelly went down and was counted out.
And now Jones with it. Enough, Roy Jones. And Roy can do so many different. And again, came close to showing us a right hand to the body. And Jones, time, fight in a conventional style as he did there. Good right hand. Well, I think that Thomas would have been a big thing. Against Glenn Kelly of Australia. And down. Shane Mosley learned that on Saturday night. Again, once again, third knockdown of the night.
Billed as the Devil in Mr. Jones's, he faced former IBF lightweight champion Vinny Pacienza and defeated him in round 6, after knocking down Pacienza 3 times. In the 4th round, Jones became the first fighter in CompuBox history to go an entire round without being hit by his opponent.
McKinson says no, but meanwhile he's not landing. Would it have come from the clash of that or a punch? For everything. Good body work by Jones. He worked. Good hook, that hurt Pacienza, and the uppercut. Pacienza's in trouble, ready to go. Close to being okay.
One big shot could end it here.
That's it.
Because he's tired and he is wide open.
97, Jones regained the world light heavyweight title easily, knocking Griffin down within the first 20 seconds of the fight, then ending the fight by knocking Griffin out 2 minutes and 31 seconds and with a leaping left-hand shot.
Back to the body to make sure that this get on you later on.
Griffin shying away about Roy Jones's left hook leads. Another left hook there. Huge round for Roy Jones so far.
Benefiting by it. Oh, what a left hook. What a left hook.
Second knockdown of the round.
That was a leaping left hook, and Griffin may not survive it.
He's got trouble.
Jones scored a first-round knockout win over Jorge Baca. Jones used a fast, well-timed counter left hook to put him down for the count.
To Sugar Ray Leonard, he definitely has the... Oh, sharp right hand.
He pulls himself, but neither of them landed solidly.
Jones lands against the ropes. And the left hand, down he goes!
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Jones Jr. was still on the rise and gave us a strange knockout against Art Saruano in his 17th fight as a pro. Jones landed a right to the side of Saruano's head, sending him down to the canvas, landing on the side of his body.
Many people who have questions about Roy Jones Jr. and that doesn't, and I already am his father.
Oh, wow.